Boys and girls, today I'm going to read you a story called Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. That is the title of the book, or the name of the story. The author, or the person who wrote the words of the story, is Patty Lovell. The illustrator, or the person who drew the pictures in our story, is David Catrow. This is the front cover of the book. This is the back cover. When we open up our story, you're going to see a title page. This is where the author and illustrator and the title of the story is written again. Boys and girls, Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon is a fiction book. That means it is not a true story. It is a story that the author thought of and wrote about. Molly Lou Melon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in the first grade. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can, and the world will look up to you." So she did. Molly Lou Melon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big and the world will smile right alongside you." So she did. Molly Lou Melon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong, and the world will cry tears of joy." So she did. In some books, the author might be trying to share an important idea or a message. I wonder what the author is trying to teach us. Take a minute to think about what the author is trying to share with us. Think about certain parts of the book that showed us that. Molly Lou Melon was often fumbled-fingered. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you too." So she did. Then Molly Lou Melon moved to a new town. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all of her friends. And start in a new school. On the first day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Shrimpo in gym class. When the game started, Molly Lou Melon caught the football, ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin, and scored a touchdown. All the children thought, "Wow, she's good!" And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky Tooth Beaver. Molly Lou Melon took out all her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. All the children smiled with glee, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a sick duck. Honk, honk." Molly Lou Melon sang out a quack, so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backwards, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the fourth day of school, Ronald Durkin said that she'd made the snowflake all wrong. But Molly Lou Melon opened up her paper and revealed the most beautiful snowflake of all. All the children oohed and ahed, even Ronald. On the 5th day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Melon a stacking penny for her tooth and smiled at her. That night, Molly Lou Melon took out a pencil and paper and wrote a letter to her grandma. Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Melon. Boys and girls, characters are the people or the animals in the story. Getting to know the characters helps the reader better understand the story. So let's create a list of characters you found in this book. So I'm going to take out my writing paper and I'm going to write a title at the top of my paper that says characters. And then I'm just going to draw a line underneath it. And I'm just going to make a simple list of the characters in the book. Well, one character we know was Molly Lou Melon. Another character was Ronald Durkin. You might be thinking of some of the other characters that are in this book. If you can't remember, you can always go back in your book and take a look. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of page through and notice, oh, Molly Lou Melon, she talked about her grandma quite a bit. So I'm going to add grandma to our list. Okay. Boys and girls, when you are reading a book, you may want to make a list of the characters that are in your book. So remember, when you go out and read, I want you to think about what the message the author is trying to share with you, and think about who the characters are in your book. Make a list of them. I hope you enjoyed the story. Stand tall, Molly Lou Melon.